Hey ladies, so back with another Jennifer Lopez tutorial because when I saw this, I was amazed, it was gorgeous, and it just screamed, this should be your first tutorial using the Naked palette. Ooh, very excited. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off with a very nude base, and what better nude base is there than Nude from Lancome? It's called Aquatique. This gives a great color all over. Okay, so I switched positions. I'm hoping that this lighting will be a little bit better and not wash me out as much. Yeah, so let's get to it. I already put Aquatique all over my eye. Now I'm taking the Naked palette and I'm using Virgin, which is that very, very first one. Going to take my E55 shader from Sigma, which I absolutely adore, and I'm going to be putting this in two different places. Inside corner and come out quite a bit. She definitely has it coming into her nose a little bit more. And make sure and do underneath. Then, and I've noticed, I mean, the shadow balls up a little bit right when you swipe it. A lot of product is sitting there loose on top, so definitely make sure to tap it off and go right on our brow bone right here. Now I'm going to be taking Buck, which is right here in the palette. It's a soft chocolate brown, very matte, very silky in its texture. And I'm going to be taking that same brush, the E55 shader. I love this. I love how thick it is. I'm just going to wipe it off just a touch on my hand to get a little bit of that shimmer from Virgin off. Put it into Buck, tap it off a little bit, and put this all over our lid. Our lid doesn't mean way up above the crease, it just literally means right here on the lid. I had someone ask me if lid space meant all of this area, so that's why I wanted to explain that one. If you'll notice the shape on her eye, she comes out a little bit right here. So it's not necessarily rounded, but it's not a super straight line. But I'm just going to take it, because after you've placed your product, you don't have too much left on your brush, and you can alter the shape just a little bit. Now wipe it off a little bit and literally just pat in the crease. The intensity of the color is in the crease, yes, but more so on the lid. So we just want to lessen it just a little bit. Now I want to take a 217 brush and I'm going to go into Sidecar, which is this taupe one right here. It's a little bit shimmery. Love it. I'm not going to take a lot, so I'm just going to dip the top of my brush into it, tap it off, go right in the crease where Buck meets Virgin. Never thought I'd say those words. I'm going to take a clean brush from Sigma. This is the E40, and just kind of buff out that line. I'm going to take my 239, my travel size from MAC, take a little bit more of that Buck, which was the chocolate brown, and go underneath my eye, but I am going to take it down a little bit farther than I normally would because hers does that. With that same Sigma brush, just blend it in a little bit. Using that same 239, take a little bit of Creep from your Naked palette, and this is Creep right here, the dark charcoal black one that has some sparkle in it. And we're going to go in, remember to tap it off, we're going to go in our outer V right here. Start on the very, very base of your lash line and then just bring it up, making that V shape. We're not going in terribly far with this, so just keep it where it is for right now and sculpt out that outer crease. I'm literally just taking this color and patting it in. Swiping once I get to a certain point, but mostly in the outer V, I am just patting. Swiping it in and patting. Okay, and that gives a lot of definition to your eye. And just a little bit of this, when you have no more product left, swipe a little bit of that into the lash line underneath. Not going any more than halfway over. Halfway over might even be too far. Okay, now it's time for liner. She has both her upper and lower waterline completely lined with black, even coming into the corners right here. However, that's where we get the most moisture because our tear ducts are right there. So I would recommend, instead of using a pencil and patting it on the inner corner, I would use a waterproof liquid liner. I'll be using my Fluid Line from MAC that is nice and waterproof just on those inner corners. Everywhere else, I'm going to line it with Smolder from MAC. It's just a black pencil. You can get that at MAC, or you can go to your drugstore and get Wet n Wild for 99 cents. Now I'll take my Fluid Line from MAC and a brush that I got from the craft store. It's just a little angled brush. And I'll go on the inside underneath and right here on top. I don't think that this calls for very, very thick liner, so I'm just going to do a thin little coat right on top. So I'm taking the 239 that I had, just taking a little bit of that Buck chocolate brown and bringing it in. Quick coat of mascara. Okay, so I switched again. I need to figure out some better lighting. This thing is ridiculous, but I hope this shows the colors a little bit better without completely washing me out. Someone told me last night about an amazing camera, and I'm going to go and get it for the love of St. Francis, because this doesn't do HD, and I think that's what I need. Anyway, let's just keep going with the look. Bottom lashes, definitely give them a coat. And then I'm gonna put on my falsies, and I always use my Demi Wispies in black. Okay, so there are our false lashes, and the glue will dry clear, and that's what we look like thus far. I'm going to put on a touch more bronzer, bringing it in. Her jaw looks very, very strong. And just a tip, if you want a more sculpted jawline and not necessarily a more masculine look, but a harder edge, you're going to come down with your bronzer and then come straight down right here and then follow it up underneath your jaw. Okay, she doesn't do that a ton, but it does look a little bit more angular than normal. So coming down, going straight down like that. I'm going to take a little bit for shading on either side of my nose. For a lip color, I'm going to use Vegas Volt. And this is a little bit drastic of an orange, so what I'm going to do is just dot it on. Push together with both lips. Take a little bit of my trusty Honey Love from MAC. Do the same thing. Push down with both lips, and then just apply a clear gloss over it. I have two Sephora MAC. This is more jelly-ish in its texture and sticky. This one is just a little bit thinner than that. So I am going to want the thinner one. Put some on my hand. That way it's more sanitary. I'll just put it on with my finger. So getting up a little bit closer, this is what our J-Lo eye looks like. We finished with the Naked palette and all of its beautiful colors, topped off by our Demi Wispies in black, which I think are absolutely lovely and so natural looking, but still giving your eye a touch of glamour. So all we need to do now to complete our J-Lo look, mine are a lot thinner than hers, but are to put on some hoop earrings, and there we go. And I did a fun braid this time up in my hair. I'm trying desperately to learn how to French braid, so we'll see how that goes. I don't do it too well on myself. But anyway, so there's our J-Lo look. Hope you guys liked it. And I'm in love with the Naked palette. It's so beautiful. And I have some great looks coming up. Talk to you guys later. Bye.